Welcome everybody to the first edition of the top plays of the week here in the ECC new semester in fall 23. Klutchka here to bring you all of the best clips from week number 1 of action. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Sharks of Long Island and the Kangaroos of SUNY Canton squaring off in Super Smash Brothers, and it's the Sharks leading this one set to none with the help of my guy. Although in the second set it was DS Mario main that shows perfection, and if you don't know what I mean, just keep your eyes on the bottom of the screen.
A little too flashy for my taste, as right now DS Mario main is getting the low percent advantage that we've been seeing. Again, they are a unrelenting drill, just burrowing into the stage, burrowing into any space Mono tries to claim for themselves. Up air, is it gonna be the up B? It's gonna be the finisher right there. 0 to death right there for DS Mario main.
Kilo Miles and Soy on that call, not a scratch on Mario on that stock, and that leads up to a 2-0 set win for the Sharks in the first week of action. Tiffin Dragons and the Buffalo State Bengals take us to Valorant, and the Dragons get map 1 on Lotus 13-4, but our best clip does not happen until the next map on Split, where Han Solo Burger is the last one standing. But remember, Han Solo is the first to shoot, and this one doesn't miss.
Yeah, now Han Solo Burger gonna have to do some craziness. Trying to isolate duels, gonna hit the first and even gets away. Seekers can go out, that's gonna make things a little tougher. Shots continuing to go through, and Han Solo Burger, he's isolated another one. 1v4, absolutely possible. The guiding light gets the confirmation, and Wheaton shooting left and right will have the read, but Han Solo Burger is the clutch king for Tiffin.
Play the theme song, everyone. Well, we can't play it here because it's copyrighted. But anyways, Vincent and Rare Adam on that call there. Han Solo Burger with the 4K, and it leads up to a win for Tiffin, 2-0. Kane Cougars and the U Albany Great Danes in Overwatch 2 action, and this game was absolutely crazy. In fact, we're going to give you 2 plays from this game, which starts off on Lijiang Tower and the Gardens. And there's a Lucio involved, so you pretty much know how this is going to go.
It is a very rough fight for Albany. They will switch it up. Bastion on the field, as well as the Rhine, and well, there they go.
Well, you don't even get to see what the Bastion can do before Beans says, no, you're going for a
Oh
Beans
my
does it again! What is going on here, Jesse? This is map number 1.
I'll tell you what's going on in 4 words. Lucio Gardens top play. I mean, that's all that can be really said about it. But our second clip takes us to the next map on Nimbani, and this one involves Oh Faithful, aka the Nano Blade.
Seeming like they are having a smith.
Hello everyone and welcome to the East Coast Conference Grand Finals. My name is Soy, alongside me is Kilo Miles, and we are getting ready for a fantastic Grand Finals. Florida State, the defending champs, going to be challenged by Molloy University for the spot at number 1 overall in the ECC. This one should be a fun one, Miles.
Yeah, you run down these teams' match records and it's 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. 2-0. These teams don't lose, Soy, and it's no wonder seeing why looking at these players. We've got 2 heavy hitters stepping up to the plate right away. It's going to be Frog from the side of Florida State and Gutbuster from Molloy. And Frog, let me tell you, Soy was one of the people I was looking out for, has had a brutal tear in these local scenes.
Yeah, Frog is going to be extra exciting to watch for the side of Florida State. As you mentioned, both these teams so dominant, and Frog a big reason why. On kind of a parallel, or I should say pendulum-esque pick on the Incineroar. This character can do so much damage, but also can die very early with that lackluster recovery. On the flip side, Gutbuster, their defense very strong on this Game & Watch.
Yeah, and that's kind of a brick wall if they don't play if Frog doesn't play their cards right. Because sure, Game & Watch is light, he dies early, but also what realistically can Incineroar do for a Game & Watch playing optimally? Not a lot. And let me tell you, Molloy is up in New York, right in the middle of Long Island. New Yorkers play optimally, Soy. They always play optimally.
It's going to be a scary game for both teams. Again, this is a 3v3 crew battle, and this is a best of 5 series, so not just 2 and done. You got to win 3 sets here to see how the lineups change series goes on, but we're getting ready for the opener here. Again, Gutbuster on the Game & Watch, Frog on the Incineroar. An explosive match about to take place. Grand Finals now underway, and we'll see what we can start off with. Where else? Be it.
It's gotta be PS2, because where else are you gonna get an even start? Misses the tech chase right here. Gutbuster immediately going in, but the reversal right away from Frog. One drop combo is all Frog needs to even up these percents. And that long lingering revenge means that Frog is all charged up now. Combos out the down tilt. Gutbuster is already in kill range, Soy.
Yeah, this is one of the dangers about playing against Frog, or at least for Gutbuster, on this very light or on this very light Game & Watch. Incineroar can get kills so very quickly. This is kill percentage, but they have to find the right spot. Early up B there gets punished by the down smash, but no berry. He will be able to follow up with the grab. So just like that, the percent evens back out. But a lot of big, heavy hits being thrown out, and it will be the down smash to connect first. Frog takes the first stock, but it should be answered right back. Berry to forward smash ties the game.
Perfect execution right there from Gutbuster. Right off the Angel platform into the aggression. But again, these drop combos at low percents means Frog is getting these revenges, getting these reversals, 32% and stacking up. And Frog is not overcommitting, waiting for the Nair approach, because you can't put that Nair away once it's out. And as soon as you get grabbed with it, then you're in for a world of hurt. Another time where Gutbuster was at 0, and then they're at 79 in the blink of an eye.
Up B will also tack on some damage as well. Once again, Gutbuster up to kill percentage here, and they got to find a way off this ledge. They nearly get caught, but luckily for them, they were able to get out of that sequence for only a moment, though. Up air will connect. Side B should do the trick. No, doesn't get the strong clothesline hitbox. Instead, sends them up. Doesn't kill this time around. Look at the patience there. The stare down doesn't catch the roll with the grab, though, and this means that there's a combo opportunity, but combo breaker, neutral air will do the trick, and down goes stock number 2.
It shows how perfect you have to be. They are going to go for a reversal. Frog every single time is going to go for an aerial out of this combo. Up air or a nair. It doesn't matter, but jab lock right here goes for the 9, and I respect it. Because you got to try to clutch it out here and now if you're Gutbuster. But now that 1 is going to cost you. It's going to cost you big time, Soy. Because now Frog is laying on the pressure. Shield pokes with that up B.
Big stock here for Gutbuster. They got to try and get something back, try and keep this close, but there's so much damage being tacked on. Incineroar, just every hit does so much more, and the up smash from center stage will seal away the first game.
2 stock advantage opening up from Florida State, and I'll be honest, I attribute a lot of it to Frog's use of that up B. They used it as a landing tool to contest the chef. They used it as an out of shield option, popping Gutbuster up onto the platform to then hit them with the landing hitbox of the up B. I mean, I've seen it in Incineroar use it so aggressively before, and I don't think Gutbuster was ready.
Yeah, I mean, so many of them, and with that little bit of armor too, being able to beat out things like the down smash of Game & Watch because of that little bit of windup. So very smart, very well done by Frog to get out of those instances and get just so much damage racked up so quickly. And that's massive on a character for Gutbuster that dies so early. To take so much early damage to get out of those combos like Frog was doing just meant that that lead continued to build up, and now they've got a 2 stock lead because of it.
Yeah, and now we do see already someone else step into the plate. It's gonna be Redacted coming out here on the Min, and here is another opportunity to shut Incineroar down. You've got to be ready for these this revenge is going to be online a lot of the time, in my opinion. It's very easy if you're playing at Min's max range to react to these arms, and so Frog is going to have it, but that doesn't mean they're going to get a chance to use it if Redacted plays the range game properly.
We'll see if they can. Underway now for the second player for Molloy. See what Redacted can do. Trying to stay hidden underneath these platforms, kind of knowing the distance, but Frog is not allowing them any space. Gets in with one side B already. 48% on the Min very quickly, but now Incineroar off stage. Side B, and eventually does get there. It took the long way around, I guess, stalling out a bit, but ends up getting some good damage on the board, and now being poked away at. Redacted just playing the classic Min style, trying to buy themselves some space.
On PS2, there is a space. However, these being able to just go right up and platforms. Frog is playing high, playing away from the burst range. Forward tilt sets up an opportunity for an edge guard right here, goes all the way down with a belly flop, and they're not able to make it back. Redacted backed away from the ledge, and now Frog has even stocks.
That tether recovery is good, but have all that much distance to it. There's a good back throw. Won't be able to take the stock, though. Frog surviving at 133. This is everything for him. Again, all that rage means they can get so much more damage if they get in here. How do they get in? Good spacing around a couple of these arms for now. Like you said, playing up high. Won't get seeds of it. A connection has occurred, so we'll get those momentarily. But still, things trending heavily in Florida State's favor thus far.
Yeah, that, it's tough. It's really tough right there, to decide who is going to come out on top. But regardless, as you said, it's gonna be an advantage for Florida State. Even if those two stocks go down in the blink of an eye, it's still 6-5. That one stock, and I'll be honest, I'm not sure that we're going to see a Molloy victory here with just how aggressively we saw Frog playing, especially off stage.
Frog has not messed around today, and that's been one of the stories for Florida State. You know, this is a team that not only is the defending champs of the ECC, but there's just so much experience on the squad, not just in terms of crew battles, but also in just singles brackets. A lot of their own tournaments, they're having very high results, tearing through player after player. I mean, even here on Esports U, we've seen a couple of the players in those singles matches just dominate the stage and in the spotlight. And Frog, no stranger to it, once again showing up here. And as the opener on Incineroar, I mean, when you look at the kind of composition of these teams, the players and characters that they are piloting entering this match, Incineroar feels like, well, this could be a double-edged sword type of pick, and yet still navigating it beautifully.
Yeah, their commitment to this character is phenomenal, and also not character they play level. Both of these teams are very active on social media, so we can see these players' placements a lot. Frog is also winning locals with like Bowser Jr. Like, it's just coming out of the woodwork and just winning again and again and again. But Frog does go down a very thin ray of light opening up for Molloy, because Frog take two, meaning the scoreline is now 6-4, but that's a lot closer than it could have been.
Yeah, taking two stocks off the board, massive for Frog. That means 5 total stocks taken off. That's over half the lineup now of Molloy, taken by one big cat. And that's going to be a problem for the Lions to try and fight back with. They've still got one in the pocket here, and the Min will keep their one stock. I think on the side of Florida State, looks like that second player has been locked in. I believe we're getting word that it is Flying Fish, the captain of Florida State, returning, which is a big name for this Seminole squad.
Yeah, Frog and Flying Fish are the two players who I was like, you have to keep an eye on before you're opening up. Let me put it this way. Flying Fish has been grinding at the local, has gone to 10 locals in the past like 2 months, has won 7 of them. First place. And the other 3, they got second. And you know who beat them at those? It was Frog. These two players have been the top of the echelon in this little regional local area. And they're showing just why Florida is a hotbed of fantastic Smash players.
It is a strong Smash state, to say the least, and they're looking to prove why here in the ECC. So Molloy on Redacted here with 1 stock remaining, going up against Flying Fish's Captain Falcon here. So Min Captain Falcon feels like still PS2 is on the docket for potential stage selections, but what is the, I guess, biggest key here for Redacted to try and cut into this lead that Florida State has built up?
You don't really need to be deceptive with your movement if you are Molloy. You just have to watch out for the fact that I feel like we're going to see Flying Fish stay right outside the range of Redacted and then come flying in, no pun intended, right through that upwards diagonal where Min Min has trouble contesting, get a combo starter, and boom, stock is gone. You're playing with a very small health bar right here because Flying Fish doesn't really drop their combos. So if you can keep them out, if you can edge guard them, fantastic. It's getting them in that situations that's going to be the difficult part.
Especially since Frog was able to kind of navigate that same space on Incineroar, who's a little less mobile than Captain Falcon. So it's going to be even more difficult, in theory, for Redacted here to try and cover that diagonal space that you were talking about. And Flying Fish, like you said, their combo game is on lock. I mean, we've seen them tear through teams in the past. I mean, you look at the pool play just this season, both these squads were undefeated, but Florida State was just, decimating a lot of teams. Some of these players weren't just taking 5 or 6 stocks. It was, complete sweeps at times from the side of the Seminoles, just showing you how strong this team really is. The Captain Falcon, though, entering the ring here. 2 players remain for both sides in the opening match of this series. We'll see if they can cut into this lead or Flying Fish can extend it for the Seminoles.
Ooh. Hey. Min Min, 3 on Captain Falcon, and small battlefield. I don't know how I feel about this. Min Min can dominate the whole stage, sure, but then there's less room to run away from Falcon, and that's a single hit nair to open it up. I'm not seeing a lot of arms coming out from Redacted. That means they were having trouble keeping them out, but these landing nairs have been so difficult to contest from Flying Fish.
Nair to side B, wanted more off of that down air, still landing all these up airs, won't pull the trigger on anything quite yet, looked to see what the defensive option was, but Redacted faded too far away and can't snap to the ledge, so down goes player number 2 of the Lions.
It's a bit of Faustian bargain. You go in, you get naired as you're trying to recover, you die. Or you wait, you delay, you up B at the last minute, maybe you live, but you die. And I don't blame Redacted for being put in that situation, but at such a low percent, it's a little bit heartbreaking that it ends like that, because now only 3 stocks remain in this first crew battle. But again, remember, whoever wins this needs to do it by taking home 3 crew battles. So at minimum, Molloy is going to have 2 more battles to adapt to, and they're not out of it yet. They still have their anchor. And even though Flying Fish is no pushover, they definitely have a shot here.
I mean, you look at what Florida State was doing in Group A through the regular season, and that's what Molloy was doing to Group B. They were dominating team after team. Again, neither of these teams had dropped a set all the way through the regular season and the postseason, which was not easy. I mean, for Molloy in particular, beating SJLI, the Golden Eagles, in the opening match of the bracket, that was not an easy match for them, but they 2-0'd them. Then going up against St. Thomas Aquinas in the semifinals, a very experienced team, and locking them down completely was a really statement win for them to get to this grand final. So we know this team is talented, but so far Florida State has just kind of hit the track running a little bit faster here.
They certainly have. Florida State, definitely one of the most storied rosters, just because even though they've cycled through different players, they've always kind of been one of those major threats in the southern region, consistently taking down big names, putting challenges to big names. And who else is it going to be but the team captain coming out now? It's Torna taking on Flying Fish. 2 captains, 3 if you count Captain Falcon, taking each other on PS2.
Torna on the Sephiroth. Can they get one back here? Can they shut down the captain of Florida State here? Tied stocks, but a full player remains for the side of the Seminoles. Side B will land early here. But this match, again, feels very, I don't want to say double-edged sword again, but it does feel very much so like one hit from either player means so much for the advantage on both sides. That being said, Torna doing a very good job of keeping their space and finding good combos. They nearly get an early stock off the back of that one. but they are still barely holding a lead. They'll keep the Captain Falcon off stage for the moment. Flying Fish has to recover, gets a down air. Love the idea to get the up smash, but instead will get the up tilt off the tech away. And Torna deciding to run away with this up B, now goes off stage, has to get back, but he can't escape the ledge trump back in.
And the fact that Torna is able to clip 2 more of those shadow flares on them makes it so hard for Flying Fish to maneuver in neutral. Going for the edge trapping now with that flare, but Flying Fish is now off stage, gets them out of that reversal. 54% off of that one combo, Soy, and Flying Fish isn't done yet. Uses the Falcon kick instead of the side B. Now that's even more damage racked up. Right here, Torna looked like they were going to get this stock, but it's fading away. It's fading fast, Soy. 2 stocks remaining for Molloy.
Big back air there onto Flying Fish, takes one back, but again, Sephiroth, not a heavy character. Captain Falcon, a character with a lot of kill power. This is potentially kill range, and he wanted one early there. You saw him look for the knee, but he got the weak hitbox instead. Now, Torna, dancing underneath the platforms here, looking for an opening, trying to keep this Captain Falcon at bay. He gets knocked away by the back air. Now tries to recover. Down airs on that platform, trying to poke at Flying Fish, but Flying Fish was ready for it. Flying Fish now in the corner here. Double jumps back. Won't be able to get that landing there. Falling back air will almost kill the Sephiroth, but not this time around. Ledge trump. Good forward airs evaded by Flying Fish once more. And the spacing by Flying Fish impeccable right now to avoid these quick stabs.
This is very picture perfect right here. Exactly how Torna needs to be playing, right outside the range. This is what it was looking like on stock 1, but 166 on Sephiroth is so light. Soy, 1 touch, 1 tap, 1 back air. A nair near the ledge could mean it all. An up throw is all you need to send Sephiroth out of there.
Good mix up there. Thought a back throw was coming, and instead sends him up high, takes that stock off the board. And all of a sudden, Flying Fish trying to close out this opening series. 109. They get an up B as well. Torna up Bs to the ground. And every little bit of damage means so much more here for Florida State and Flying Fish. They won't get the strong hit of the knee. The down air will find nothing. The back air won't be able to connect either. Up air will, but Falcon kick to the platform and not punished by Torna. They will, however, find the up air, and it's a tied stock game.
And there's Shadow Flares online and combos it with that up B. Shield is online. Shield break coming out. No, jumps. Gets hit by the Shadow Flare. Now even percent. Opportunity for Torna right here to get to the last player, to get an opportunity against Florida State. But they've got to close it out here, and now Flying Fish isn't going to make it easy.
Downbeat underneath the platform. He wanted the spike. He won't get it. Nearly got down aired himself for it. Up B's to the center. Goes for the down smash there. That was everything to knock this Falcon away. Maybe a chance to follow up. Up B from center stage won't kill. Wing online here for Sephiroth. Torna trying to find a way out of this corner. Ends up jumping all the way to the platform. Staying underneath. Staying out of the space. Waiting for Falcon to come in. But it will just be a dash attack underneath to burst through. And that means Florida State will take the first series.
Ooh. But at the end there, you got to admit, Molloy made them sweat just a tad. Torna came out swinging in a way I wasn't really expecting, especially against Flying Fish, who, as we brought up, is so dominant in their local scene. But at the end of the day, that early lead just was too much to surmount, which is kind of where the plan is starting to fall apart. Because you've got to get a stronger early game against Florida State if they're going to keep opening up with Flying Fish and Frog.
It feels like for Florida State here, it feels like we've got kind of two philosophies going when you look at the cast of characters and the way these teams like to play. Florida State's combo game is very strong. You can see that in Flying Fish. You can see that in Frog. But Molloy, you look at their cast of characters, Gutbuster, Redacted on the Min here, and Torna, even Torna's Sephiroth with how many side Bs they were landing. I've seen a lot of collegiate Sephiroths. I feel like Torna has the best accuracy for landing those Shadow Flares. But it's a very defensive play style. And it feels like Florida State has the overwhelming offense right now.
I would agree with you 100% right there. But that defense, I definitely A lot of people have defense for defense's sake, which some people would call camping. But that wasn't really what we saw right there from Torna. A lot of the time, like, the defense was always being converted into an offensive play. You see the way Torna was spacing right outside the range of that side B from Captain Falcon? Right outside every single time. It looked like they were about to get hit, and then they just kind of let it breeze by. They get a big opening. Torna was spacing beautifully until they weren't. It just felt like more overshoots, more diagonal approaches from the side of Flying Fish, and ultimately Torna was just a little overwhelmed in the end.
And Torna too, unable to really get the most out of their advantage, right? We saw things like the shield break setup just fall just short, just couldn't get over in time, couldn't get that move out. And there were a lot of scary situations as well, throwing out that down smash at center stage while Flying Fish was throwing out that up smash. So it was a little bit, I think, of kind of first round panic, I guess, from the side of Molloy. But now that they've got that first set done with, they can kind of see what they're handling here with Florida State, see what they're really up against. And Florida State got to be feeling confident. Not only do they, get another win under their belt and they're that much closer to securing a championship, but also the fact that they did it with only revealing 2 members of their cast. We talked about it a little bit before the match, but these teams have about 5 or 6 players per side here, and we're expecting a couple switch-ups maybe if things go awry. But like you said, if Florida State's top dogs are performing at their best, why not let them ride?
Yeah, you sometimes, especially in the finals, where it's not really training season. It's not regular season anymore. You are trying to crush your opponents. So I would not be shocked if we saw Frog in again or Flying Fish out the gates. But let's be real, a lot of Florida State's players are fantastic, and Frog is actually coming out on this Pyramithra. We talked about the fact that Frog is winning locals on a multitude of characters, but this is a new one for me, Soy.
This is a new one for Molloy as well. This one could be dangerous here. Redacted going up against Frog's Pyramithra. And the speed of Mithra ever present in these matches, doing so much damage and doing a good job of once again weaving around where Redacted struggles to cover. Lots of side Bs early here, so you can still kind of see that Incineroar-esque style to break through, and the side B doing a decent chunk of damage as well. Now Pyra out here. Can they secure the stock? We'll have to see. So they got to fight their way out of the corner first. So much coverage from these arms, but they'll be able to sneak through initially. Good patience on that platform with that up air.
I'm loving the way Frog is playing around these deceptive placements of hitboxes, like landing on the platform and then immediately dropping through the platform with another down air. Very good move right there from Frog to trip up Redacted's movement. But these random photon edges, that's one thing we're seeing Redacted catch on to.
Redacted is starting to get some damage online for it. Has to recover low here. And remember, Redacted, unfortunately, in that first crew battle, really SD'd on 2 stocks between their first match versus Frog and in that last bout versus Flying Fish, just kind of pacing themselves too far away from the ledge to actually tether back in time. So if they can avoid those, I mean, that's 2 stocks gifted right back in theory. But right now, they got to find a way to seal out this first one of Frog, and they will, thanks to that Nair.
The way Redacted lingered out there. Now they've got to get back to the stage. They are able to with the tether recovery, and right here we're seeing Redacted back up slowly to the center stage, but getting caught in that Megavolt is going to cost them. They're able to land eventually with that Megawatt Nair, but falling into the Blazing Edge once again. It feels like every time Redacted gets settled, Frog is right on top of them once again.
You know exactly where they want to be. That one could be dangerous, but won't take the stock quite yet. Redacted, able to hold shield there for the moment. Can't find their Nair, though. Holding center stage best they can. Just barely evading all these sweeping hitboxes, and eventually it will be the up B to do the trick. So down goes Redacted's second stock. A full stock lead for Florida State. And this starting to pace out just like game number 1 did when Frog was going up against Gutbusters. Oh my, look at the early damage. Tether gets intercepted, but he dipped too far, and that's going to be a stock forfeited.
That was a ballsy play right there, but Frog wasn't able to make it work, and Redacted, they got a second lease in life, they got to make it work, but Dash Tech right through the grab. That's gonna hurt from Redacted as Frog is laying on the aggression. There's no shield left. You gotta get aggressive yourself, and Redacted is able to get a few strong hits in, but they fall right into the Blazing Edge.
Still close here, though. Frog's starting to build up this lead in the percentage. Redacted's got to find a way out of the corner here. They will eventually jump to the ledge, but now Mythra able to cover. Landing Nair will knock Frog away. Pyra back out. All that kill power. Won't be able to pull out the down air quite yet. Poked away once more. Blazing Edge won't find the mark. And now Redacted has started to even out this percentage. 20% down. Make that 30 off the grab. And it will be down smash to do the trick, just barely reaching, and Frog will clutch out the opener.
Redacted thought they had identified an opening in those down air approaches, because it's not completely safe, especially with a character with range like Min Min. Unless it is, because going for an immediate down smash after that down air, it would have left them even more vulnerable. That's a long animation, but it didn't matter, because Frog knew that Redacted was going to get aggressive as soon as that down air was out. As soon as that down air let him out of shield. Great awareness right there from Frog in a very close match.
And especially using a move that you just don't frequently see for those reasons that you mentioned, right? It's a long animation, there's a lot of lag to it, but like you said, if he knows it's going to work, it's the right decision, and it helps him secure that game. So, a one-stock lead here for Florida State. Molloy sending in their second member, and it's the captain once again on the Sephiroth stepping into the ring.
I think that's a pretty good pick right here against the Pyra Mythra, someone who can contest these landing nairs from Mythra, and especially once Pyra comes out, can actually challenge the landing down airs, something not many characters in the game have the range to do.
See if Torna can clean things up without taking too much damage themselves. My only concern is that kill power of Pyra on a light character like Sephiroth, but like you said, Torna playing pretty strong, and we saw them with pretty good spacing overall in that first matchup. So here we go. One stock of Frog to the 3 of Torna. Can Florida State get a little bit more extra credit, or will Torna tie things up for the Molloy Lions? That side B again, kind of jumping through, doing a little bit of damage. But can Torna react to it right now? Pokes back and forth. Eventually a grab landed. Good forward air to get some damage and force Frog to the ledge, but not able to get too much afterwards.
Ooh, I'm liking that. A lot of deceptive play with the way they're using that up B, but an opening right here from Frog gets Torna right back into it. And again, these Shadow Flares, they're very good at making Frog think twice about where they approach. It's turned this into a very slow game, contrasting the last one. Gets knocked a little low, but Frog is just barely able to make it back on stage. Is that a jump that I see? They're just barely able to make it back with the extended up B.
Had to hold that up B for as long as they could to get around Frog's up B, that projectile lingering out. Blazing Edge will connect. And now this is where things get scary. Torna's up to 80. Pyra certainly not lacking kill power, and although the kill, or at least the percentages are even, gotta worry about that, especially if these continue to connect. Dash attack won't be able to kill quite yet. Torna at 107 will be able to up B back. Another forward air from ledge will knock them away, but dash attack just punch for punch right now, but nothing quite killing yet. Not the strongest of options. Holding shield here, gotta be careful. A lot of quick options like forward tilt in that kit, and that's what will do the trick. Stock number 1 of Torna off the board. Oh, and it's quickly answered by the up smash of Torna, and Frog goes down.
You know the Frog's gonna hop. And so you corner them, and you just wait for them to hop right into your blade. That was a very calculated play right there in the corner by Torna. And obviously, you would have hoped that you wouldn't have lost the stock, but it's fine. Catching corner habits, I feel like, is such an underrated way to take down opponents, because when your opponent is off the Angel platform, what do? They run to the edge of the stage, and then they try a gambit to get right back to center. A lot of people, that's where their brain kind of mentally resets, and they go back into the same patterns. And if you're ready to exploit them in a big way, then you have an opportunity to take a stock like we saw there. Like me, I'm always double jumping out of the corner. It's a problem. And Torna was definitely recognizing something similar in Frog right there.
Yeah, nowhere really for Frog to go to. Torna played patient there and then was able to get that up smash and take down Frog. Although it did cost them in the end. Dropped one stock thanks to that Pyra forward tilt at about 110 or so from the corner. So Torna drops one, so it is still Florida State in the lead here. Torna locked in on Sephiroth for the remainder of this second set. Do Florida State opt to go to Flying Fish, who we saw previously, or as we've mentioned, their lineup, it feels stacked at times. They've got a lot of players with a lot of high ceilings, and it looks like based on that Captain Falcon, they're going right back to the captain versus captain battle.
Yeah, chance for a rematch right now, but shoes on the other foot, where we do see, well, it's going to be Torna at a slight disadvantage right here. Torna wasn't able to close it out last time, but was starting to clutch out towards the end. Will they get an opportunity here and now? I mean, one thing I'm looking out for, Soy, immediately, Torna was getting a lot more Shadow Flares on Flying Fish specifically. We'll see if that is another pattern in this match.
Curious to see if that is the case. Oh, tries to get one there, but the tech roll in actually gets him out of that hitbox. So Flying Fish able to evade that one. Decent bit of damage dealt. Flying Fish really wants that down air off stage, but really kind of a struggle off the start here to space around that up B, especially with the kind of slash or the multi-slash coming through. Good get up attack though, and nearly read the roll in with the up smash, but won't be able to connect it quite yet. One flare online here, spacing around center stage, will connect. Flying Fish at 51% here. Torna knocked away by the Falcon kick. And you can tell Flying Fish just really wants to challenge off stage, but it's so difficult to do so. But a trade will come through and knock down stock number 2 of Torna, the back air doing the job.
I hardly ever see someone knock Sephiroth off the startup of his up B, but that was really great aggression. We talked about the unrelenting offense of Florida State, and Flying Fish did just that, but now knocked off stage. Opportunity right here. I love the neutral air dodge, though. Such an intelligent option to get themselves back on stage. Flying Fish, opportunity to close it out right here, but good DI from Torna.
Ooh, actually, the patience there from Torna to stab the stage and then up B actually gets Flying Fish caught. But he has to find a way to take this stock here. 124. What can he do? Another late up B to the ledge. He'll end up double jumping back. The wing gives him that extra jump. And oh, a trade here. And somehow Torna ends up down below. And the up B back to the stage will mean that Flying Fish drops the first stock.
I love Torna's ledge play. They're playing so intelligently right here around the fact that Flying Fish wants an opening, and now they have a Shadow Flare. A door open onto stage again, forces them into shield. Another Shadow Flare, catches the jump as well. Torna spaces perfectly around that Falcon kick. This is huge right here, but one turnaround could be all Flying Fish needs. You gotta be careful.
Torna's movement is so clean, but again, it feels like it's not getting all that much. Eventually now he's getting some good damage online now, lapping him in terms of percentage. 93 here to 72. Gaining that percent lead could be everything, but he can't get around that dash attack. Knocked off stage once more. Able to get back to the ledge. Forward air. Once again, lots of those forward airs from ledge. Back air on center stage. Will knock Flying Fish away, and the coverage just too clean. Forward tilt will do the trick, and it's a tied stock game.
Oh my god, went for it all right there, knowing Flying Fish would want to go off the side, but a missed opportunity right there from Torna. Is it going to bite them? Shadow Flare now online, but you can't expect Flying Fish to play passively. Gets caught by the Shadow Flare, does not care. Up smash right out of that end lag, and that's going to be Flying Fish closing it out, even with Torna mounting a comeback.
A little bit closer than Flying Fish would have liked, but still, it is a lead once again for Florida State. A one-stock lead with one member of the Molloy Lions remaining here in set number 2. Torna did a really good job of cutting into what Flying Fish was doing and really felt like they started to heat up as that match went on. You talked about the movement around the ledge, the damage they were getting, and it felt like it was no longer kind of one and done for Torna, or that the pressure they were getting off of those flares wasn't being left with just kind of shield pressure at the end. Felt like they were getting a lot more mileage, so that was huge for Flying Fish to take that player off the board.
Yeah, it's a little ironic that the way Flying Fish beat, I'll be honest, the player with the smoothest movement I think I've seen in a long, long time was to stand perfectly still when Torna expected them to move. Like, completely ignored all of Torna's pressure and just stood there and up smashed through the Shadow Flare, through the landing Nair, stood there, up smashed. Perfect. Textbook right there in how to misdirect and defeat your opponent. As now another person steps up. It's going to be Super Mario, the ZSS, taking on the captain of FSU.
Super Mario, the anchor now for the Molloy Lions, on a character that, I mean, we'll see how they do. We've seen some collegiate ZSSs pop off and others have really struggled. We'll have to see how he fares against Flying Fish. One stock remaining here. This stock means everything for Super Mario. They'd love to go into the final set at even strength here. But on small battlefield, just a lot of quick action here on center around these platforms. Stringing together some backers and nearly caught that flip kick with the knee, but won't be able to do so quite yet. Flying Fish holding center stage here, looking for an opening. Forward tilt knocked them away. They catch the roll in as well, and that's the stock taken off the board. The up smash read, and that's the second one he's found today.
That was 59 before the hit. That's the power of a good tech chase right there. And another whiff right there on the forward tilt. It hurts a lot because Super Mario needed that combo. These airs, they're doing work. They're a good spacing tool. But right here, Flying Fish is doing the intelligent play of not trying to track down Super Mario. They're forcing ZSS to approach, which is never what you want to be doing.
Really difficult now for Super Mario. Dash attack will knock Flying Fish off stage, but they gotta find a way to take the stock. They land two up airs, but not true. Can't pull the trigger on that up B quite yet. Wow, what a trade there. Forward air and up smash trading, and that just plays to Flying Fish's favor here. Super Mario looking for something, anything. Back air along the platform. Won't do the trick quite yet. Flying Fish uses a jump and the up B to get back, and they will get their jump back as they made it back to center stage here. What can they do now? Oh no, Super Mario did too low. I think he wanted to wall jump or down B, but instead falls to his demise, and all of a sudden Molloy's on their last stock.
Uh-oh, and Flying Fish smells blood in the water, putting the aggression on. That up air not going to connect. And right here, an opportunity for a reversal. Falls out of the up smash. Unfortunate right there as Super Mario's getting up aired.
This could be everything. 72% back aired once more. Flying Fish at 134. They've survived for so long. They started this game with one stock. Can they hold on to it? Forward throw off stage. Super Mario at 95. Will be able to get to the other side, gets a grab, up throw, won't do the trick quite yet. Won't be able to use the up B either, and they'll get punished for it as well! Up smash galore, Flying Fish refuses to die, and he takes set 2!
150% on the captain himself at the end right there, showing just how dedicated Flying Fish is to preserving that stock and being the battering ram. Again, we haven't even seen the third member of FSU yet. They have just been dominant this entire time, and I, for one, I'm just amazed by how clutch these players have been when they need to the most.
Just Flying Fish coming alive in that series, and I think that SD really turned the tide. Flying Fish said, I can end this now if I just play a bit more careful and recognize my openings, because we talked about it time and time again. Flying Fish's combo game is on lock. He is just not dropping anything right now, and these up smashes, just the hit rate is time and time again well over 50. The number of stocks he's taken with that move alone, very impressive. And you can tell Flying Fish is like a shark smelling blood in the water. He wants these early stocks. He wants to go off stage, but it's his on-stage gameplay that's getting the work done.
And now we're seeing Molloy against the wall. 2 crew battles down, and while that second crew battle looked a lot more promising with the damage that they chipped into Frog, Flying Fish still is proving to be this great shield that they cannot penetrate, cannot find their way around. And you've got to figure out what you can do about Flying Fish if you want to take them down. Now, for my money, the Sephiroth has been very good, but not perfect. I feel like there's a lot of potential right there from Torna to close it out against the side of Flying Fish, but it just hasn't happened yet, Soy.
It just hasn't yet, although it's been close. And I will say it's been a little bit of Torna being pushed to the middle or the back here for the Molloy lineup, often going up against Flying Fish down a stock or, on the back foot here. I think if they can get Torna onto even strength, maybe they have an avenue to deal with this Captain Falcon, but they've got to set him up for success, which means someone else on Molloy has to step up. They have to get the victory here in game number 1. The set on the line here. Florida State, they win this crew battle. They are your grand finals champions, and Frog rocking the Kirby this time for round.
On to the third character, and honestly, I'm expecting it to be good too. All the other ones have been playing a lot around this down tilt. Kirby's, in a lot of people's opinion, strongest option in neutral. Very good ground game, great tilt game, as a lot of people aren't able to contest this low poke game that Kirby brings to the table. Forward smash going to take it home right there. Frog had an early advantage.
Doing so much work here. Again, Frog might be at kill percent here at 61, but it's not like ZSS has easy setups to do so. These low-profile characters are hard for ZSS to track down, and so this is a good pick here for Frog, and they're able to take that first stock. The spacing was perfect on that forward smash to do so. Down smash won't connect, only find shield here. Frog waiting around center stage, they pull up the side B, and they actually crouch around the grab. Super Mario thought they had a punish, but instead they found the air. Now, the up tilt won't connect, forward air will knock Super Mario off stage. Side B won't connect, and they catch the flip kick. Frog is on point and refuses to go down.
People say you can't punish flip kick, and that mentality actively hurts ZSS players. Because when Frog puts a flaming hammer right in the way, that's gonna be a problem. The up B is not gonna kill right now, which means Frog is gonna make it back, and now you've got to get this ledge trap if you want to take him out. Up smash, though, on that forward air on shield. Finally, a stock goes down on the side of Frog.
Huge stock here for Super Mario. Again, Florida State in these opening battles where it is kind of random selection for who these teams have sent in first. It's been Frog every single time, and he's escaped with one stock, and it's meant so much for that lead for Florida State. Frog now able to inhale and get that neutral B, the paralyzer that ZSS has, and he'll get an edge guard too. No jump required, no jump needed. The neutral air will seal the deal, and Frog with a 2-stock lead.
Once again, third character, third win. Frog has been a consistent opener for the side of Florida State, and now, again, Molloy has strong players in their back pocket, but you got to get through these first two. You got to take down Frog and give, I feel like you have to set up this captain duel. You have to set up Torna to take on Flying Fish with 3 stocks, because otherwise I do not see a clear path to victory right here, and that third player from FSU is not going to be easy. But if you're not even able to arrange that duel in the beginning, then how are you going to get all the way through to the end, as it's Redacted coming out now to take on Frog for, I believe, the third time.
And on a third different matchup, as you've mentioned, the Kirby with 2 stocks still remaining. Redacted really going to have to prove themselves here on this Min. They started off the day slow, started off with 2 SDs in the opening crew battle, but since then, a little bit better at keeping things close, getting good damage online. We'll see what they can do here against Frog's Kirby. I worry about that kill power. Again, Min should be able to, in theory, kill Kirby very easily, but the way Frog has been able to move around, maneuver themselves, and get through has proven very fruitful in terms of getting these combos, getting damage online, and Kirby, strangely enough, not lacking in any kill power.
Not at all, especially with the way I feel like the forward smash is not going to be one of the main options here against Min just because of the range Min plays at. But well, I feel like it's going to be now the arm is online, and now I'm scared.
It just looks so different. It does not.
He's got a little yo-yo.
Yeah, yeah. A yo-yo that covers half the stage too. So that space that Min usually likes to occupy, no longer as safe as you'd think.
And honestly, Frog playing at this distance is the play. That was 27% off of that Dragon Laser, because Kirby does get a power-up on all the neutral specials he absorbs, which means Redacted has to give special respect to this Kirby. This is terrifying right now if you are Redacted.
Knocked off stage once more. This offstage gameplay could be everything for these two as well. Not only does, Min Min thrive in potentially setting up ledge traps and covering the stage, but also if Frog gets Redacted off stage, you just throw out that down air to contest that tether recovery, and that's an easy edge guard in theory, but quick snap to the ledge there by Redacted, knowing that that down air was coming, has to make this stock count. They're doing it thus far, but they are at 165. The hourglass is ticking away faster and faster here. Frog looking for an opening. They will be able to air dodge back some way, somehow, able to snap to that ledge. I don't know about that one. That looked like EA Sports magnet hands to get it back there, but somehow surviving.
I mean, people say Smash Ultimate doesn't have rollback, but it certainly looked like it right there. But an up throw will not take them out yet. Redacted finally gets that stock off of them, and crucially gets the absorb off of them too. But I think this up throw might just kill. No, Min Min is a heavy lass. Holds on right there, and 182 on Min Min is nothing to scoff at. This is a character with 0 to deaths, and a lot of them. But forward tilt from Kirby kills. Forward tilt from Kirby kills?
I guess at 170 it does. Maybe Redacted just unable to survive that one. We'll see if there is DI on it or not. I mean, either way, it is a huge stock for Frog to take. But look at this, stringing together forward airs, catching the early, or looking to catch the early recovery with that down air. Won't be able to do so. Redacted able to survive here. Looking for another opening and looking for a way to get some damage online. You were talking about those 0 deaths, and that is an avenue back into the match here, but it's just so difficult the way Frog is spacing out. They are playing so carefully. They know how much these stocks mean. Down smash won't be able to do the trick. The chase down now, getting aggressive with it. Goes for the up tilt, but the shield just barely comes out in time from Redacted. Forward smash will knock Redacted off stage. Looking to cover him with the neutral air, and they will! Frog's edge guarding, textbook.
This is the best opening Frog has had yet, and it's on Kirby. And right now, Redacted is having a lot of trouble closing this gap. A trip off of the down tilt, another trip off of the down tilt. Right here, Frog is running away with this stock. Is Frog gonna get to the third player on Molloy on a tertiary character? Because right now it's looking that way, catches the jump, another edge guard situation, but early, this is going to get Redacted back on stage. One last chance.
They knew if they recovered low, it was over, but they jump into the Megawatt. It's still not enough to kill. Somehow, Frog surviving at 111, make that 120. They're out of jumps, though. They have to go low here, and they are able to just barely get around that laser. Redacted sitting at 100 here. Frog goes high here, using a lot of their jumps, but now they'll land, holding shield, backing away. Spacing so important in this matchup here. Frog trying to weave through underneath the platform. They get another forward tilt. Their shield is low, but they're able to grab the ledge and get the nair, and that's 2 players down for Molloy. Frog is on a tear.
Redacted fans are fuming right now at how Frog survived both the Megawatt and the laser by what it looks like were pixels. I mean, that Kirby was tiny in the hourglass up there at the top, but it did not matter. Great DI from Frog going right to the corner, right to the upper limits of that blast zone where they were not going to die. And now there's 3 stocks remaining. We were talking about how you have to set up that duel with Turna if you want to find a way to win this. Is Turna even going to get to face off against their good friend Flying Fish? I mean, I think they will, but not on the terms you would want to see.
You'd have to assume here that Torna will get to see that second member just because it is Kirby with 1 stock remaining and Sephiroth certainly not lacking in kill power, but it is Frog, and the way they've been playing has been fantastic. I mean, consistently taking, half the team stocks. This is their best performance, and it's like you said, on their third string character. They've taken 6 off the board. We've been talking about how impactful Flying Fish's performance has been to close out these sets. I feel like right now Frog is playing like the MVP with this set alone to try and close things out for Florida State. One member left, one last hope for Molloy and the Lions here. Torna, can they get the job done? They've switched up the character. Kazuya Nishima is onto the stage.
I won't lie to you. I feel like Kazuya genuinely has a better shot right here against Frog. A little bit, excuse me, pardon me. Making their way through. Look at those crouch dashes. What in the... what was this movement? And gets a down throw immediately. I mean, it's tough to connect a hit against Frog, but with such a strong round game, I would not be shocked, but Torna is not getting any real follow-ups right now.
The platform was very scary for the moment. Frog on these tech chases, though, again, getting so much. That one, just simple trip into the forward smash. And look at the chase down again. Off stage, no fear. Back air seals away the stock, and Torna drops the opener here. Looking for a way to take this one, but still, Frog surviving at 87. Able to hold shield just long enough, and they are able to snap to the ledge beforehand. They get the inhale. They get the down tilt as well. They don't get the down air, though, but this is so much extra damage that he is doing to Torna.
Frog is obliterating them. The trip, though, does not work out. Torna, they're forced to use that up B very early. No! What a time for us to lose connection right there! Well, chat, we're gonna have to wait on the conclusion of that, which is heartbreaking because this could very well be the end of Molloy and ECC, but I'll be honest. We've seen good stuff. We talked about how Torna has some of the best movement we've ever seen in this league. If anyone is not going to get hit by that flaming hammer, it's Torna. I hope.
If that hammer connects, that is a devastating blow, because we've talked about it. Like, like we've been saying, Torna is the captain of this team. He's done so much for Molloy to get them here. He's been on a tear. For him to be down to 1 stock at the end, and maybe even less the way that Frog is playing. I mean, he was sitting at 100. You have to assume that the way Torna's playing, the way that match was kind of pacing out, he'd be able to get to that second member. But what a performance from Frog, leading off every single time in this crew battle on 3 different characters and continually getting win after win after win, and not just getting 3 and then falling, but getting 4, 5, 6 stocks, 7 stocks now with that opener against the Kazuya. So a fantastic performance from Frog. And this is Florida State and why they are so dangerous in the ECC, once again flexing their muscles on the big stage.
And now we get a rematch. Not the exact one we were expecting, but it's got to be Flying Fish coming out. I mean, you want to get the run back once again, unless, another one of Florida State's amazing players wants to come up. I haven't even run through the roster yet, Soy, because I haven't had to. It's just been Flying Fish and Frog this whole time. Maybe everyone else is, it's final season. Maybe they're studying. They're like, nah, you guys got this. You're fine.
I mean, the way they're playing, they certainly look it right now. Looks like that second member is locked in, though. It's going to be, Theta stepping into the ring. A player that we haven't talked about as much because, again, we've only seen the 2 members. This is the first time we'll see a third face on Florida State take to the stage. And on the Pyromithra here this time around, a player that has got a lot of experience in not just the crew battles, but in the singles stages as well here. Can they close out this set and get Florida State that championship trophy? We'll see what they can do. 2 stocks remaining on this Kazuya.
Theta. Theta is another fantastic player, one of the newer additions to the FSU roster, who has been one of the key components in making them as dominant in the region as they have been. iTheta does get grabbed by Kazuya though, and it doesn't matter how dominant you are, you still sometimes just get Kazuya. But luckily, iTheta was able to DI out of there, and even though they're at even percent right here, they're keeping Torna under pressure.
Back throw off stage here. Low recovery. Actually, too low from iTheta. Unable to snap to the ledge. So they drop one stock. That's big for Torna, but can they get back? Air dodges late around that forward smash, but it means they've got an opening here. Can they get the spike? 2 hits on, but they actually, I think, used their double jump in that sequence. Thought they still had it remaining and did not. So a stock gifted back. And just like that, 1 stock remains for Molloy. iTheta trying to close this out, trying to earn themselves a trophy, but it's not going to be easy. The side B gets caught by the down smash that spikes, and just like that, it's a tie game.
Ooh, and this is where it gets scary. Kazuya can blow you up in an instant, but spot dodges that electric wind god fist, but it doesn't matter. Still another opening. iTheta onto the Pyra. One last chance, one last hurrah. Can iTheta keep themselves in it, or will it fall to Flying Fish right here? Is Torna looking for the finisher right here, but an up smash. This is getting scary, Soy.
Falling up air won't do the trick. 1 strong hit should do it. Is that spike? Oh my goodness. That was nearly the end, but a down tilt. Patience on the platform. Up B won't be able to take the stock quite yet. Torna staying low here, staying underneath. Gets grabbed by iTheta. Now stuck on the platform. They roll in, but they're able to get the shield up just in time. The switch now to Mithra. Another grab landed. Switch back to Pyra. Won't be able to find the hit markers. The forward tilt. Pressuring the shield time and time again. He wanted the big follow-up, but instead can't get the hit. But it will be up B that will do the trick for Torna. iTheta goes down, and Molloy stay alive.
Torna's 1 stock on a Kazuya secondary, and a dream for Molloy right here. Getting through iTheta, who is no pushover, by the way. iTheta has been one of the most dominant players in singles overall. And now they do fall to Torna, who I will say has been one of the main clutch players. In another crew battle that went down to game 5 not too long ago, we saw Torna be the one to clutch it out on the Sephiroth, but I'll be honest, I feel like you want the explosive combo potential of Kazuya if you're going to take down Flying Fish's Captain Falcon.
It's going to be dangerous. Again, Flying Fish's Captain Falcon has been really good, but Torna has shown, some expertise on this Kazuya. Again, not a character that we've seen very frequently from them, but why not here? Back against the wall and 1 stock remaining, and Kazuya has that ability to get 0 to deaths on really anybody, so we'll see if they can find those opportunities. Although Flying Fish, they play this carefully, they play this the way that they've been playing. Feels like they've got this on lock, but if anyone can do it, it would be Torna. This 1 stock was what separates Florida State from a grand final once again. Back-to-back for them would be massive, but Torna is not going to go down without a fight.
Certainly isn't going to be. Torna carrying the hopes and dreams of Molloy on their incredibly muscular back right here, as I'm trying to think of how you want to play this. If it's the captain, okay, it's Donkey Kong. Okay, so I'm trying once again to think of how you play this. I mean, so you're a Donkey Kong expert. What do you think?
Well, Donkey Kong is one of those characters that's known for surviving at high percents because of their weight, but feels like in this matchup, Kazuya really doesn't care. But at the end of the day, Donkey Kong's just got so many strong hitboxes that you land enough, you're going to get the kill eventually. So it feels like they're playing into that quick game. They want to land as many hits as they can. They want to scrap. They want to get damage online, but it's going to be very difficult to do. Already 80% here. Torna racking up so much damage. A back throw here as well. At 128, Flying Fish has already been pushed to the corner.
This is how you need to play if you want Molloy to get to that 4th crew battle. 1 hit right here. Torna, I mean, every hit is permanent. You're not getting back to 0%. You're never seeing that 0 again unless you get to that next crew battle. Cargo up throw right here, but no ding dong for you, as full rage Donkey Kong will fall to that up air.
Big up air there, one off the board. And we saw them get, what, 80-ish% before they were even scratched on that opening stock. Nearly getting the side B as well, but he sneaks underneath and gets a grab. Can you get anything more off the back of it? No, chase down not fast enough. Dash attack connects. 109 now, and this is where things get really rough. So many strong hits of Donkey Kong could do the trick. Kazuya, not the lightest character, but is Donkey Kong starting to build up rage with every hit. Torna now stacks up 80 to 109. Make that 122. He's off stage. He gets upbeat instead. A reversal won't have the opportunity to do so. Able to grab the ledge just in time. The upbeat won't take the stock quite yet. He's forward tilted off stage once more. Torna gets grabbed though, and he'll get walked off by Flying Fish, and that's the end of Grand Finals. Flying Fish closes it out, and Florida State are ECC champions.
Molloy came closer than they ever had to taking down Florida State right there at the end. Torna's Kazuya was making waves, but unfortunately, one stock versus three was just too much to overcome, even against the Donkey Kong, as the Cargo Throw does them in, and that will be a 3-0 victory, making Florida State your ECC champions.
What a dominant run from the Seminoles this semester. I mean, again, not dropping a single set all season long, undefeated through pool play, undefeated in the playoff bracket, and here in grand finals, looking as dominant as ever. This team is dangerous at every player. Really, for this squad. We talked about them. This is a stacked lineup, but Frog and Flying Fish, this duo was everything in this grand final, and the two of them really the story of this series.
Yeah, and we can get a little bit more of a team perspective on that, because we're going to be talking to Zash from Florida State in just a couple of minutes, so don't go anywhere. ECC will be right back with an interview with Florida State.
Welcome back to the East Coast Conference Grand Finals, but the set is over, done, dusted, and Florida State, they 3-0 Molloy in a fantastic series. And joining us now in the broadcast booth is Zash from Florida State. Zash, congratulations on winning Grand Finals. How does it feel to be ECC champions?
Thank you. It feels really great, especially coming off last season. Defending our title felt really good, especially incorporating the new players we got on our team this semester. It felt really nice.
Yeah, and I was actually wondering about that. You're one of the returners, but you had who was it? I Theta and Flying Fish both coming in. Like, how has that changed the team dynamic going forward?
It changes the team dynamic a lot. Flying Fish has a lot of good online experience. He was a big online grinder. And then Theta has a couple of characters that really cover some of our matchup spread. So it's nice to have a good group of 5 guys that I know I can put any one of them in and trust that they're going to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a benefit to competition to have that versatility, but you're also competing against each other because in researching for this match, I'm seeing a lot of these local tournaments held at your school, right around the school. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we have a tournament every Friday here at FSU. We run it at the Union. The eSport Club puts it on. It's free for anyone to join. So a lot of us will come out to that every Friday, and we end up competing a lot against each other. We also have a local every Monday that we end up competing a lot against each other. So if you look at the locals, a lot of it's like Fish versus Frog in grand finals, me and Theta playing against whoever. But yeah.
Do you feel like practicing, like, instead of just like sitting down for friendlies, but actually competing in that tournament setting so frequently, like, do you feel like that gives you an advantage?
I would say so, yeah, because a lot of us are good with dealing with pressure now, and we are able to point out each other's habit when we're under pressure. Because when you play friendly, you're sometimes not as focused, but when you're playing a tournament and you're in grand finals, you're playing to the best of your ability, and being able to see how each of those people play, we're able to improve based off that knowledge.
100%. And speaking of that improvement, is there anyone that you think this season, like, especially shocked you? Because obviously, defending champs, you knew you're good. You already knew you're pretty goated, but, like, was there anyone who you felt really stepped up this season?
I'd definitely say Flying Fish. He's a freshman here, so it was his first year. When he came to try out, we had no clue what he was going to be like. And then he came out and just whooped us all. He beat us all at tryouts. And then he just continued to show up every week when we needed him the most. But all of our guys did excellent, so.
A freshman. So Florida State's going to be like this for a while.
That's the goal.
All right.
We love to hear it. So for you guys, again, back-to-back championships, and this season in particular for you guys was a big one because of the dominant run you guys put on. I mean, not dropping a set all season long here. What does that kind of performance mean for you and your program?
It feels great. Our goal was to come out with a dominant win this time because last season we struggled a couple games. We lost a couple sets. So this time our goal was to come out and dominate. And we achieved that, so I'm really proud of our team.
You love to hear it. And now that you guys are champions and you've got probably some finals or Christmas break coming up, any plans for the holiday season?
No, we're all going to go home probably, but we're going to keep playing Smash. We have a big regional coming up in Tallahassee right after break that we're all looking forward to, so that'll be fun.
Awesome. Love to hear it. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Zash, and congratulations again. Is there anyone you'd like to thank or shout out? The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us. We appreciate it. We love the ECC and the CECC. Shout out to the entire FSU esports team. They've been great this entire semester. And then shout out to the Tallahassee local Smash team. They always help us practice. So those guys are the true real ones.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Zash, and congratulations once again on your ECC championship.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
You too. And, I mean, that was one heck of a show, Soy. But ECC is not done yet. Even though this Smash Crew format is done, tomorrow is the ECC Valorant semifinals. It's Molloy University again taking on Utica University at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Friday, you better tune back in for the League of Legends finals in ECC. It's Molloy again, taking on Southern New Hampshire University. So 2 chances for another Molloy win. So if you're Molloy, if you're still watching, be sure to tune in again then. But there's good esports all week long.
You're not going to want to miss any of it, so be sure to check in at those times for Esports U. But that's going to be it for us and SSBU. Thank you all again so much for watching, and that's going to be it for us. So thank you all, and we will see you next time here on Esports U.